Hello everyone, and in this video we're going to be continuing our drawing lessons, and I'm going to be renaming the series Art School for Hobbyists Part 2. So in today's video we're going to be talking about drawing cubes in perspective. I said in the previous video any shape can pretty much be made out of cubes, cylinders, and spheres, so today we're going to be talking about cubes and how to draw them in perspective. So when it comes to perspective, there's three ways of thinking about it. You have your 1 point, 2 point, and your 3 point perspective. So that basically just refers to how many vanishing points you're thinking about when drawing something in perspective. 1 point obviously has 1 point, 1 vanishing point. 2 point has 2 vanishing points, and 3 point has 3 vanishing points. So an example of 1 point perspective would be, let's say we have a box, okay, and then all the lines that are receding away from the viewer, they're converging towards the vanishing points, all the parallel lines that aren't flush with the viewer. So for instance, here we go, and then there we go. We have this box in perspective, and we can draw the lines inside as well. I'll use a ruler to make this a little easier. Okay, approximately. I'm doing this kind of quickly just so you get the gist, but if you were doing this to really do a solid rendering, you might want to spend a little more time on it. Okay, so 2 point perspective would be, let's say we want to draw a cube, and then we just draw a line like this. So again, all the parallel lines are converging towards these vanishing points. And here we have a cube in 2 point perspective. We can see all the lines that are angled away from the viewer are moving towards, all the parallel lines are moving towards a vanishing point. And that really defines 2 point perspective. Just blocking that outline a little more. Okay, 3 point perspective. Basically the same thing, but all the lines are moving towards vanishing points. So let's start off, let's say like this. It's as if we're kind of looking down at something. There we go. And this is the most realistic. I think it's a bit more effort to do. And you can see all the parallel lines are converging to vanishing points. So I hope this makes sense. I'll draw some examples of just kind of cubes without making horizontal lines and vanishing points, but still using the same principles. So, and this is good practice if you want to improve your draftsmanship or perspective, trying to draw really straight lines and cubes and basic shapes in perspective. So I'm just thinking about how these parallel lines are going to be converging and how to convey that without having to graph it all out. Yeah, it can be kind of tough, but it's good practice. So I'll redraw that line. There we go. And then we can think of looking above at a cube, looking below at a cube. I hope that makes sense. So we're looking above at this cube. There's clouds, grass. So if you want to improve your draftsmanship and perspective abilities, I'd recommend just drawing some basic shapes in perspective. Maybe look around you at objects in your room or in your environment, and you see like a desk or a table, and try to think about it how it might be formed using a basic shape. So maybe you have like a bookshelf in your room, and it's basically kind of like a rectangular shape. So then you can just draw something like this the way you see it. And just don't be afraid to be a little sketchy sometimes, but it takes practice, and with enough practice you'll get better, and you'll be able to just kind of have more of an intuition about it. So yeah, this is just a good exercise, and you can embellish it a little bit more. Think about how the different books on a bookshelf would align in perspective. Maybe think about where the vanishing point is and how, and maybe just carry out some of these lines. This is a good exercise to just show you how basically anything can be constructed with basic shapes. Now let's kind of bring it all together in application. Okay, so let's say we want to draw a bolter. It's basically a cube or a rectangle, but an extruded cube. Cylinder on the front, the grip, a sickle magazine. There we go. I could probably stand to look at some reference while I'm doing this, but I think you get the idea. Okay, so if you want to draw this in perspective, I would just start with a cube and just, if in doubt, just simplify. An extruded cube. Okay, now we're going to draw the barrel. I'll go over how to do cylinders in perspective in another video. That's kind of its own thing, but I'll just kind of demonstrate it here. Okay, and then I'm going to make another cube for the sight. Going to give it a bit of a kind of rounded edge and a little more detail. But again, using the same principles. We have another cylinder. Okay, and then we have where the grip and another cube down below that holds the little magazine. And then this kind of has a bevel here. And then let's draw the handle. Again, I'm kind of eyeballing it here just because it's a kind of a complicated shape with a lot of curves, but I think I've had a bit of practice. Okay, let's make a few more shapes to really sell this effect. I'll do more of the sight on the back. And then I'll just add some more little details, little greebling, I think that's what they call it. And just remember, all your details, you're just thinking about those converging lines to really sell the 3D effect. And now I'm going to draw some little bolts to make it look like little screws. Let's add some more little details just to spice it up a little bit. The bottom of the magazine. And it kind of has those little ridges at the bottom. Next, we just need to make the little hole on the side of the bolter. It's kind of hard because it's a round shape that's kind of cutting into another round shape, so I'll do the best I can. I'll add some shading, and then on the silhouette of what I'm drawing, I like to really go over it with and give it a darker line to really prioritize where the silhouette is and what objects are overlapping. Okay, I hope this kind of demonstrates my lesson. As you can see, with just some basic knowledge of cubes in perspective, we can start applying it to more complicated shapes, because this is really just an extruded cube in perspective, and then this is just another cube with a little detail on top, and then another cube and some more cubes and a few cylinders. We'll get into cylinders a little later. And even if you're not drawing a cube, you can see, where the parallel lines are going to converge and how they have perspective going on them too. So I hope this video has been informative, and I hope you'll try out some of these things I'm talking about, and you'll become a better hobbyist and a better artist, and you're going to get more from your hobby. And art is no longer going to be this this thing that people think like, oh, I'm not talented, I can't draw. Well, I think art is really a learnable skill. So everyone says, oh, well, it's all talent, but I think it's just a trainable skill. It just requires knowledge and practice and maybe a little feedback to speed up the process. So yeah, I hope this video has been informative, and let me know what you guys think in the comments below. I like making these videos, and I'm glad to hear that some people are getting some value from them. So the next video, I plan on making it about ellipses and cylinders in perspective. So yeah, in the meantime, let me know what you guys think of the video. Thank you for watching my content. If you like this kind of content, please consider liking and subscribing. Thank you. Have a great day. Bye-bye.